Hi class, today is May 7th. Your cartoon for today, you see this little old nice lady sitting in her chair reading a book, and she's got two dogs. And the one dog says, "You want to have some fun, Fred? Watch. I'm going to go over and stare and growl at the closet door." I decided maybe this wasn't the nicest one to end on the week because Sunday is Mother's Day, but it's like, oh, well, there we have it. All right, today we're going to review some of the lessons from the previous days, starting with page 60, your alphabetics. Okay, the words were accused and accomplishment. And both accused and accomplishments have both a prefix and a suffix. So they both have the prefix "uk," AC, which is, where is it? Oh, right there. AC, they both have the prefix AC. And then accomplishment has the MENT, and then accomplished has the ED. And then the next one is, we're going to skip whistle for a second. The next one is adventurous, and it's got the OUS down here as the suffix. Okay. The next one is medical, and it has the suffix AL. Okay, the next one is over imaginative. Over imaginative. And maybe that felt a little bit intimidating because there's a lot of words, but really it's just a compound word, and you know how to say over. And then imaginative, you know how to say the suffix tive, which is right here. So you just have imagina, so over imaginative. The next one is lesson, the SON, which is right there, suffix son. And then you have two that have the prefix CON, con. You've got contain right there, and then consensus. Oops, sorry about that. Consensus. So the prefix consensus and contain. And then helpful is the FUL, full. And then office holder, that is just another compound word. You know what office is, you know what hold is. Office holder. The ER up there. Did I get them all? Oh, pre-built. Sorry, I skipped one. Pre-built, the prefix pre. Okay, and then the last one is the whistle. And we've had quite a few of those, like bottle, whistle. You know how to make the suffix sound, the LE, the TLE, sul, tul. It's just the ul sound. Is that all of them? Yes, it is. Okay, now let's move to page 65. Your smooth reading. And you had 6 words that were in bold. Sam keeps forgetting to buy milk when he goes shopping. Now he is upset because he has been consuming a lot of chocolate chip cookies, and he has a craving for a tall glass of milk. Tomorrow he is planning to go to the store. and he is writing himself a note so he won't forget again. So you have, here are the root words, and you had to decide if the way they used all those INGs, if it was the 1-to-1-to-1 rule, one vowel, one syllable, one vowel, one consonant, or if they were using, do you decide to use to drop the silent E or not drop the silent E? So we're going to go over them together. The first one was forgetting, and the root word is forget. Where's my marker that matches this one? Let's try this one. So if you don't look at the 4, let's do the 1-to-1 rule. Does it have one vowel, one syllable? Yeah, the get. Does it have one vowel? Yes. Does it have one consonant? Yes. So if it meets the 1-to-1-to-1 rule, then you double that last consonant. Forgetting. And it really would be the same if the word was just get. Getting. Okay, the next one was shop. Does it have just one syllable? Yes. Does it have one vowel? Yes. Does it have just one consonant? Yes. So you double that last consonant. Shopping. Okay. The next one is the word consume. And so this is a silent E, right? You don't hear it. Consume. Okay. Now, the rule is, do you drop the silent E? You do. The rule is that you do drop the silent E if the suffix that you are going to use starts with a vowel. And all of this was ING. So the I is a vowel. So you drop the E and just add your ING. Okay. The next one was crave, which means to really, 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 really want. Okay, so that is a silent E. And we're going to add ING. So we drop the silent E and just add the ING. Craving. Okay. The next one is plan. Does it have one syllable? Yes. Does it have one consonant? Vowel, sorry. Yes. Does it have one consonant? Yes. So you double that last consonant and it becomes planning. Okay. The last one was right. And that is a silent E. If we add ING, we drop the E totally. So it becomes writing. So in that exercise on page 65, you were practicing whether or not it was going to be the 1-to-1, 1-to-1-to-1 rule, or if you were going to drop the silent E based on whether your suffix starts with a vowel, you do drop it. And if it starts with a consonant, you don't drop it. Like pavement, you keep the E. Sorry. Okay, and the next thing we're going to review is your comprehension reading on the Coliseum. And I'm going to reread that for you. The Coliseum is an ancient stadium in the center of Rome. It is the largest of its kind. It is very old. They started building it in the year 70. It took 10 years to build. It is still around today. The Coliseum has been used in many ways. In ancient Rome, men fought each other in it. They fought against lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. It was dreadful. But most of the people loved it. As many as 80,000 Romans would pack inside to watch. These gruesome events went on until 523. The Coliseum has been damaged many times over the years. It was struck by lightning in the year 2017. This started a fire. Much of the Coliseum is made of stone, but the fire damaged the upper levels. They were made of wood. This damage took many years to repair. It was not finished until the year 240. The worst damage happened in 1349. A mighty earthquake shook Rome and the Colosseum. The south side of the building collapsed. Pieces of the arena were all over the ground. Many people took the fallen stones. Others took stones from the seating areas. They used them to repair houses and churches. The Romans of those days were not connected to the Colosseum. It had last been used as a castle. Before that, it was a graveyard. It has been hundreds of years since the games. The damage to the Coliseum was never repaired. It's a good thing the outer wall of it still stands strong. Today, the Coliseum is one of Rome's most popular attractions. People from all over the world come to Italy to see it. The Pope leads a big march around it every Good Friday. It is a symbol that many know. It has even appeared on the back of a coin. I guess that makes it a symbol that many people want too. Okay, so if you will notice, besides the green thing, which we talked about, that's the lion, tigers, and bears, oh my, from The Wizard of Oz. I underlined some other details that I needed to answer one of the paragraphs. So I answered that first paragraph. Why was the Coliseum repaired after the fire, but not after the earthquake? Use the text in your answer. So to be sure that I was using the text, I went through and underlined all of the sentences that I would need to answer that first paragraph. Okay? And I wrote it down once, and if you will see, I crossed some stuff out. Sometimes, especially when you're learning to feel your way through English, you just need to write the words down. Just write them down, get them out on paper, and then take an hour, don't look at it, and then come back and correct it or edit it, okay? So I still do that today, and I've always, always done that when I've been writing things in English. It's just to write them down, to get my thoughts out on paper, step away from it for an hour, and then come back and review it. So I'm going to share with you the paragraph that I wrote for the paragraph number 1. I didn't answer 2 or 3, but I'm going to share with you that first one. I forgot to include it, so you'll have to give me 1 second. Well, I pull that up. Okay, let's try that one more time. Okay, no. Okay, and this is what I wrote. When the fire occurred in 217, Romans loved watching the games in the Coliseum. As many as 80,000 people would attend the games. By the time of the 1349 earthquake, Romans were no longer connected to the Coliseum. It had been hundreds of years since the games. Since then, the Coliseum had been used as a castle and even as a graveyard. Finally, many of the fallen stones were taken by people to repair their homes and churches. Okay, so does that sort of answer why the Coliseum was repaired after the fire? Yeah, because it was still very popular in 217, but it wasn't in 1349. Okay, and then I thought I would go ahead and go through these multiple choice questions with you to give you the answers on that. So which happened first? Let me get my little annotating thing out. I'm going to try to use a new one today. There we go. Okay. Or maybe not. I don't like that one. Change my mind, sorry. Still going to use my little bouncy spotlight thing. So which happened first? An earthquake damaged the Coliseum. The Coliseum was struck by lightning. The Coliseum appeared on the back of a coin. The Coliseum was used as a castle. So if you read your text, then you know that the first thing that happened was that the Coliseum was struck by lightning, and that's what caused the fire, right? Okay, the next question. When did the Romans finish building the Coliseum? The year 70, the year 80, the year 523, the year 240. Now, you can't just exactly quote the text sometimes, because it said that they started building the Coliseum in 70, but it also said that it took them 10 years to complete it. So the answer would actually be the year 80. Okay, let me see if I can scroll down. Oh, yes, I can. Is there an easier way to do that? Okay. What caused the fire that damaged the upper levels of the Coliseum? A bolt of lightning? Rowdy people who came to watch the events? An attacking army? An angry mob? Nothing so exciting, just a bolt of lightning. For which purpose was the Coliseum not used? People fought other people in it. It was a private castle. People fought animals in it. It was a meeting place for the government. Okay, this last one was not mentioned at all, was it? It was a meeting place for the government. So that was what it was not ever used for. Which caused the most damage to the Coliseum? Fires, wars, earthquakes, or hurricanes? The text only mentioned two things, really. It mentioned fire and earthquake. It never mentioned wars or hurricanes. And the earthquake in 1349 was the one that knocked the southern wall down, right? Okay. Number 6. What did the people do with the stones that they took from the Coliseum? They repaired buildings, they used them as weapons, they sold them, they used them as tombstones. They repaired buildings, didn't they? They repaired their houses and they repaired churches. Okay. Number 7. Which best defines the word gruesome as it is used in the second paragraph? Exciting? Funny? I hope not. I hope that, or boring. None of those would be accurate, would it? Because they're talking about killing other people and killing lions and tigers and bears. So I hope that none of that would be considered funny or boring or exciting. I hope that it would be considered horrifying. Because, gruesome means like gross and gory and blood and all that good stuff. So it would be horrifying. Oh, ouch. My dog just stepped on my foot. Number 8. Which best describes the main idea in the last paragraph? This is about all the things that the Coliseum has been used for throughout history. This is about how the Coliseum is a popular place to visit today. This is about how the Coliseum is a symbol that many people know. This is about how the Coliseum is used today. I'm going to tell you, I was of two minds. This is about how the Coliseum is a popular place to visit today, or this is about how the Coliseum is a symbol that many people know. So I put B. This is about how the Coliseum is a popular place to visit today. So, but I'm kind of 50-50, so if you put C, I'm sort of fine with that too. Number 9, which was not a way in which the Coliseum was damaged over the years. Never mentioned tornado, did it? Okay, number 10. Which statement would the author most likely agree with? The Coliseum should be replaced with a building that is not damaged. The Coliseum has its place in history, but it is not useful today. C, the Coliseum should be used for fighting once again. Or D, the Coliseum is very old and has been used for many purposes. Okay, the answer would be D. It is very old and it has been used for many purposes. Okay. Alrighty. And now I'm going to just go through your family words for your vocabulary on pages 70 through 72. Okay, we did estimate on Tuesday, so you should already have that one. The next word that we're going to look at is considerable. And considerable, the root word is consider, which is a verb. So you can use all of those verb tenses that we talk about. Consider, considers, considering, considered. Okay, and then the noun would be consideration. An adjective would be considerate. If you were saying someone is considerate, they think about things, they think about others, they think about how others would react. And because considerable is also already an adjective, the adverb would be considerably. The noise that roosters make is considerably noisier and louder than songbirds. Okay, so that's it for considerable. Next word was demonstrate, which is a verb. So you know that you've got demonstrates, demonstrating, demonstrated, and then you had like 2 different types of adjectives, and with those 2 different adjectives came 2 different adverbs. So you've got demonstrative, and then the adverb for demonstrative would be demonstratively, demonstratively. Okay, and then you've got demonstrable, and the adverb would be demonstrably. All right, and then I found 3 nouns to go with demonstrate. Demonstration, like the civil rights demonstrations. Demonstrator would be someone in the civil rights protests, or the ones who are protesting right now, the having to wear masks in public places. Those would be considered demonstrators. And then demonstrability. Okay, so those are the family words for demonstrate. The next one is impact. And if you're going to use we use that as a noun, but it could also be a verb. Like when I showed you that picture of the asteroid impacting the Earth's atmosphere, that's an actual verb. It's active. It impacted the Earth's atmosphere. So you can use the verbs impacts, impacted, impacting, and then adjective, impactful, and then impactive, which is also an adjective. Okay, and that's what I found for impact. Next, we didn't have very many. Primary. You have primaries, which is a noun, or primary, which could also be a noun. Like we just had, Kansas had its primary for Democratic and Republican nominees for the state of Kansas. Was it May 2nd? Was it May 2nd? Okay. I might be off on the date, but it could be, that's a noun. And then primarily is an adverb. We are primarily talking about vocabulary right now. And then the last one was item. And that's being used as a noun. And you can make item a verb if you say itemize. Like if you itemize your tax returns, you list all of your different accounts. So you could have itemize, he itemizes, they itemized their tax returns, they are itemizing their tax returns this year. And then the noun would be, another noun would be itemization. Okay, so that's it for your, that is it for your last vocabulary words. That's it for the family words for all of the vocabulary. Okay, now we're going to go to, oh, let me check and see, are we almost there? Yep. I'm going to share a sentence with you from page 80, your yes, no, and why. I answered, oh, no, page 82, you guys. The yes, no, and why activity from page 82. And I answered number 4. Should you make it a primary goal to check items in your first aid kit for expired items at least every 6 months? And I said, yes. You should replace expired items in your first aid kit because expired items are not safe to use in an emergency. So you guys can do questions 1, 2, and 3. And that is it for today. But it's been a busy day. It's been a busy week with all of the celebrations. And we have another celebration coming up this Sunday, don't we? So happy Mother's Day to all of you who are mothers. Happy Mother's Day from me. And then to all of you who have your mothers available, don't forget to call them on Sunday or send them flowers. And I thought this was incredibly appropriate for an English class because this is like a Happy Mother's Day card and it's got all of these wonderful English words. Some of them are nouns and some of them are adjectives and some of them are verbs. So like right here, friend would be a noun. Supportive is an adjective. Adoration is a noun. Compassionate is an adjective. Gracious is an adjective. Considerate. Did we not just cover that when we were doing considerable? Yes, we did. Special is an adjective. Sensitive, strong, patient, smart, silly, warm, good, wonderful. Playful, generous, funny, forgiving, kind, attentive. Those are all adjectives. And then we've got encourage and laugh and adore. Those are all verbs. Oh, I forgot some. Beautiful is an adjective. Marvelous is an adjective. Heart is a noun. Hero is a noun. My mom is my hero. I always think she's a pretty incredible woman to have gotten to know. Okay, here's lots of lovely ones. Adjectives: kind, attentive, glorious, super, devoted, dedicated, loyal, witty, thoughtful, gentle, insightful, sweet, intuitive, fun, loving, gentle, amazing, incredible, tender, selfless, talented, helpful, fabulous. Oh, I love this one. Okay, and then there are some nouns in there. Home, forever would actually be an adverb. Happiness, a noun. And then I forgot tolerant, which is an adjective. And then smile could be a verb or a noun, either one. So anyway, I thought that was, I'll stop the share now though. I just thought that was really appropriate for our English class to look at all those wonderful words that we can use to describe our mothers. So I hope everyone has a wonderful, happy Mother's Day. For those of you who are mothers, and then for those of you who can, please call your mom. Wish her a happy Mother's Day. I'll see all of you next Monday for our very last week of school. Bye. Have a good weekend.